Hello, everybody. I'm back with Let's Make It Monday. I wasn't here last Monday. If you missed me, I hope you did. I was playing with my grandies. It was school holidays here in Queensland, and I have two in close by in Brisbane, and one is 11 and the other one is 9. So I got to spend the whole day with them and have so much fun. Love my days with my grandies. So I'm back today. Today is Monday, the 20th of April, 2026. Where has this year gone? Oh my gosh. So today we're going to play with a couple of different things I'll share with you, but we're going to use the Flowers Fair stamp set. So also, I am Jeanette Clark, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. Better tell you who I am. Sorry. Flowers Fair, it's one large stamp with the flowers, so you can mount it on your largest block. It will fit on the largest block and very easy to stamp with. However, I personally like, whenever I have these just large stamp sets, I use a stamp positioning tool. At the moment, we Stampin' Up! Have got a new and improved version of theirs coming out in the next catalogue on the 5th of May. So I'll get to just share with you how it works this time. So our stamping positioning tool is this one, and I've already mounted the stamp on it. It's got a bit of colour on it because I was testing out some colouring, which I'm not going to use this time because I wasn't real happy with it, but that won't affect the stamping today. So I've mounted it onto the top plate. It comes with this big top plate and it comes with a smaller plate. So the big top plate, we have some lugs here. They're on little springs. And we have some markers up the top here, and also has the grid paper. The grid paper is just slots into, there's some tiny little things here, which the grid paper sits on top of to keep it still. So that's why you're wondering what they're for. You pop the grid paper on top and it doesn't move. And the spring little things here is what our plate sits on top. While it's sitting there, it's not touching the paper, so you can position it around and it's not going to put ink on your cardstock. So as you can see, I can just pick it up. So I'm going to pick it up, and of course it has some magnets, and the magnets for this time are nice and thin. And for those who had our previous stamp positioning tool, they were thick magnets that would break if they attached to each other. They'd pinch your fingers. Whoa, you had all sorts of interesting times with them. So these are so much better designed. So they just stick on to the top. This is a magnet plate for those who have a pacemaker, for example. You have to be very careful that you don't put it close to your body. Always warning people with pacemakers. So I've got my stamp, and it's been mounted onto my top plate. I'll show you the card that I'm going to make today. So here it is. You can see that is the stamp. Just a plain white card with the stamp on the front, and of course our little greeting. So I'll show you where that comes from. Very handy. So to do our flowers here, we're going to get a larger piece of basic white. That's obviously, if you cut it to the same size as your card base, it's hard to put your magnets on, position it, it moves too much. So my suggestion is you cut a piece larger and then you can cut it down. So I've got a larger piece of basic white here, and it is, I'll just tell you the measurements. It is 13.5 centimetres by 15, say 15 or 14.5. It's a full half a card size, and then you cut it down to 13.5. So 13.5, and I'm going to place that on my base. You can see I've put a little mark here so that I know I'm going to place it right there. And my stamp that I've mounted on to the top plate will fit it perfectly. So I'm just going to pop that there, and then I'm going to put my magnets, one down the bottom, one up the top. And now we turn our stamp over, and I'm going to use Old Olive. So Old Olive, I'm just going to ink it up all over with Old Olive. And the beauty of these two is you can always go and see how also that is just going to touch my magnet. It's not touching the cardstock yet where it is. I'm going to move my magnet slightly over and the top one slightly up. So there, it's not touching any magnets. And this other little tool here, it's not a Stampin' Up tool, but you can pick them up from your craft supplies somewhere. I think I got it from Craft Online here in Queensland. It's a real nifty little gadget. So to save those people that might have arthritis and not strong hands, you would put it down and you would go over with this little tool. If you don't have the tool, that's fine. You can just use your hands. And you pick it up carefully because it will stick to the card, and you'll have a look. I'm pretty happy with that. If it missed any spots and you wanted to ink it again, you re-ink it with your ink pad and you place it over again. Because it's in that same spot, it will go over the top, same place. I don't need to do that right now, so I'm going to put my top plate away and take my cardstock off. This is when the fun starts. Just put that away so I don't put ink everywhere. So now we need to do some colouring. And my favourite choice of colouring are watercolour pencils. My watercolour pencils I've been collecting over a few years. So I've got, oops, very noisy. I've got lots of different colours in here. Some retired colours, some not. You can buy them in 2 packs. Assortment 1 is $32 a pack, and they have white and they have a few extra colours in them. Assortment 2 is $25, and I've just put mine together in this case. And for today I am going to, here's the card, I'm going to use Old Olive, which I've already got out. So my Old Olive pencil, and you can be as messy as you want. So you just start colouring in the leaves. So look at that. Look at how messy that is. That's just fine. I'm not going to do all of it. I'm just going to do a couple. There's another leaf. I'm going to go all the big leaves, and I'm just going to put a bit of colour in them. I'm going to go up to this one. And where's another really big one? There's a big one down the bottom. And so I'm going to make it really messy like that. Let's go down closer. See how messy that is? But you then grab a blender pen. So these come in a 2-pack. It's actually three in the pack of the blender pens, and I'll use this one. I'll use the green on this end. Looks blue. Well, it's probably blue because of these blue flowers. So let's just find my green one. I think green might be this side. So we're going to use that for green. And I'm going to just, this is where you just neaten it up. It picks up all the colour, it neatens it, and it colours the rest of the leaf. So you don't press hard, you just spread it out. See how much neater that is? And then you're just spreading the ink over the leaf. You don't want to go over it too much because it does peel up this cardstock, because it's not watercolour paper. It is just basic white cardstock, and you're just spreading that ink about. So I've done that to all my leaves on my first card. See how just neat as, and it looks like you've coloured it in perfectly. So that's the green. Then we're going to get, I used Melon Mambo colouring watercolour pencil, Melon Mambo, and the same thing. I'm going to just do the flowers really messy and light. So not really dark, because I'm going to save the dark for the little petals here. Just go round and put some colour in. I'll do 2 for you. You could be in a hurry, or you're not a really good colourer. You can't keep, hands a bit shaky, whatever. So there's 2. And while I'm here, I'm going to do the buds. So the buds I pressed harder. Same colour, because they're from the same flower plant. So I'm going to do this one, really press it hard until you've got the real dark colour on there. Then you're going to get your blender pen, and you're going to, I'll do the light one first, because I've already used this blender pen on here, so it's still got a little bit of ink on it. And you just bring it down all over the flower. Then you need to stay in the lines somewhat to keep it looking a little bit neat. If you wanted to, you could always colour in underneath here a darker green, but for the purpose of today, so that it's a quick video, you've just done your flower. And this one, just spreading it out. And it's pale because it's opened right up, this flower. And all I'm doing is spreading it all over the petals. And we have the flower. Okay, then you've got your little buds. So your buds are they're darker when they're first there, so you don't want them to be too light. You're just spreading out the colour a bit more on the buds. To clean your pen, you're just going to put it onto the paper when you're totally finished, and it runs clear. So once I have coloured in all my flowers, which I've done on this one, I'm going to pop you out again. You will cut it to fit the size of your main card. So I just lined it up. It's pretty much the right height, but you're just going to cut off the side bit, and then you're just going to attach it to your card. And then this lovely little greeting here, I'm just going to close my green ink pad so I don't get that everywhere. We go to our greetings for all mix and match ephemera pack. These are the best to go to when you're in a bit of a hurry, but they have all these greetings. So I have chosen sending hugs for here. For this one, I just might do, you have white on black and black on white. I think it needs to be black on white to really show out on these cards. So the other choices we have are, or maybe I might do an Oh Happy Day. Oh Happy Day on this one. Once it's all coloured in, I'm going to put Oh Happy Day and maybe send that as a birthday card to someone. And when you cut these little bits off, don't throw them away. You can just attach it to the front of your envelope. That's come off the side of this one. I've trimmed it down, and there I have my decorated envelope. So I've popped that up, my sending hugs, I've popped that up with the small dimensionals underneath. Good fun. So I hope you like that stamp set. Please go and give it a try. And, you know, if you do one, pop a picture up on my YouTube channel. Stamping Days with Jeanette is my YouTube. It's the same as Stamping Days with Jeanette.blogspot.com. Pop on over there and see all the latest things that's happening. My website, JeanetteClark.stampinup.net, to purchase any of these fun products. So I hope you like those cards today. Go fun and have some colouring fun. And until next Monday, I will be back again. So bye for now and happy stamping.